What about if you're on the receiving end? What if you're receiving feedback? And, I again would just say there's a few things that you want to keep top of mind. And if you really push yourself to do these 3 things, you will be known as a person who's safe to give feedback to, which ultimately means you're going to be more trusted. People know they can come to you. The very first tip I have is always start with thanks, a genuine, real, heartfelt thanks. Now, that's easy if you're giving me praise and encouragement. It's actually not that hard if I agree with the feedback. It's tricky, though, if I maybe don't agree with the feedback. But here's the thing. That person had lots of other options. They could have held on to the feedback and got resentful towards you and you wouldn't even know it. They could have went behind your back and gossiped, but they came to you. So even if I'm feeling defensive or maybe feel like they don't totally understand, I always just pause and say, thank you. Thanks for coming to me. I know these are hard conversations to have. And if you start with a thanks, I guarantee it, you will feel the negative energy go down. It's a bit of a, okay, we're good. We can have a conversation. The next thing I'd encourage you to do is investigate the feedback. This is when you're putting your learning hat on. You want to learn as much as you can, even if you don't agree with it, because there's something that you can take away and put into practice. So I know that for me, when I'm investigating, sometimes I say things, hey, have you noticed this before? Was it just in the meeting or have I done that before? Or, what could have I maybe done differently? Like if you were to play back the tape and I could redo it, what would I do differently? Can you explain what you meant when you used this word? You all probably are aware that words mean different things to different people. So make sure that you're clear on specific words. Another great one is, hey, do you think there's anyone else I should talk to? These are great ways to investigate, to learn, to let the other person know you're hearing them. Now, investigate doesn't sound like, oh, I didn't mean to. Oh, sorry you feel that way, but here's why I had to do it. Oh, no. What you don't understand is this. These are referred to as yeah buts. And if the first thing that I do is hear your feedback and tell you what you missed or what you don't understand or the why, what you're thinking is, he's not even listening. And this is important. Now, these elements may come into play down the road, but don't lead with them, because now I'm not taking the disposition of learning. I'm teaching you what you missed. And it's a great way just to feel that polarization increase. So we want to appreciate, want to thank the person. We want to investigate. We want to learn as much as we can. And finally, we want to listen. And we don't want to listen to hear. We want to listen to understand. Stephen Covey started this conversation decades ago when he said, most of us don't listen to understand. We listen to reply. If you're speaking and what most of the time happens is, my mind's working on my response. If I'm doing that, when I give you the yeah, but halfway through your talking, I didn't even listen. And you know it, you feel it. So we want to really listen to understand. And, I've been involved in a lot of mediation, a lot of conflict management. I have found most people don't need to get their way, but they do need to know that their way was heard and it was factored into your thinking. Beyond that, as human beings across the world, in every continent, country, culture, we have some commonalities. We want to be seen, heard, and understood. And I believe, especially in the last 5 years, people are feeling seen, heard, and understood less than ever. And sometimes the biggest gift you can give is just to be present to receive the feedback. It goes a long, long way.